Hello everybody, this is your teacher Daryl for your Harvard C class. What we're going over now is Unit 10, School Days. And in this unit, we're going to use have, right? Haven't, had and hadn't, right? So this is what we call, I guess we would call either the future, either you call it the past perfect or the future perfect, right? And over here we have here on page 84. Now we're saying here we're going into had and hadn't, right? And we start out the sentence with when. It's sort of like when this happens, right? Something something either had or hadn't happened, right? So if A happens, B either doesn't happen or or doesn't happen or does happen, okay? So what we have here, after our reading what we had on page 84, when the teacher hid the clue, the classes the classes had finished, right? We can say that the classes had finished, right? And also when the teacher hid the clue, the children had gone home, right? And also number 3, the teacher, we say, hadn't washed her hands, hadn't, okay? And then number 4, when the teacher hid the clue, the teacher hadn't left the school, okay? So on the next one, number 5, when the teacher hid the clue, Matt and Megan hadn't arrived in school, hadn't. So this is like the past tense of have, right? Or this is like the how can I say? This is like the future, or we could say this like the past perfect, we could say. Okay? So right over here we have on page 85 is, look, there's blue chalk on this drawer. The clue is inside. It's an apple. It's made of gold. I'll put it in my pocket. When the teacher tried to leave, they couldn't open the door. Somebody had locked it. Never mind. There's a small door over there. Let's try it. Watch out. There are some stairs. Do you have your flashlight? No, I don't. Suddenly, the door closed behind them. Open the door, Megan. I can't see anything. I can't open it. Somebody has locked this door too. Okay, well, in this here, what we have, this is page 85, okay? What we have here is, okay, we have 5 words, and it's locked, lost, put, and seen. Okay? Seen, as you know, seen is an interesting word because in the simple past, it's just saw, right? But when we're talking about, like the perfect form, we would say, or I guess you could say, past perfect or present perfect. We can say, the sun is seen every morning, right? We could, we can, we can do this here. So this is how we can do this. We could say, when you could say like, I hadn't seen him by the time they ended, right? I hadn't seen him, right? That's what we say. We can't say hadn't saw. That wouldn't be appropriate. Anyway, on page 85, Matt and Megan found the clue. The teacher had put it in a drawer. They tried to leave the classroom, but they couldn't open the door. Somebody had locked it. But Matt wasn't worried because he'd seen a small door in the corner. They opened it and looked inside. It was dark. Matt looked for his flashlight, but he'd lost it. Then the small door closed. They couldn't open it because somebody had locked that door too. Okay, so when we're looking at it, when we're looking at this here, there's basically one that's really considered, that can only be used in the perfect form, and that is seen. Seen is the one you could use in the perfect form, and other ones like locked, lost, and put is always the same. It's always, right? You say I will put it, right? Or I put it away. I put it away. I put it away every day, right? You can always, it's always the same. Put is always the same. But obviously, locked or lock is changes a little bit, but you don't really have like a perfect form like seen. So we see here, so here we see heed. Heed is the same thing as he had, like H-E-H-A-D. So it's the same thing, but you have to take this into memory. You have to remember this, is that this is what you're talking about. You want to talk about when you're talking about the past and something you may do in the future. Like for instance, how can I say? Oh, when by the time by the time by the time I am 18, I would have, or by the time he was 18, he would have graduated, right? Or basically, we say, by the time he was 18, he hadn't graduated yet, right? He hadn't, right? So he hadn't graduated. So you're talking about like a story. You're talking about the past. So basically that's what this is all about here. Well, anyway, I'll see you in class next time, and you have a good day. Bye. I hope this was helpful. Take care.